What's up guys, in this video I'm going to be doing something a little different than I normally do and go back to a LEGO theme I haven't built with in a long time, LEGO City. Specifically the jungle sub-theme of LEGO City, which is my favorite sub-theme. It's got this cool Indiana Jones adventure vibe that I think is much cooler than the other city sets. I loved these sets when I was younger and thought it would be cool to build them again and make a MOC for them. The inspiration for this MOC is going to come from the back of the instructions, where they have the sets displayed in this cool scene built by a professional LEGO builder. I think these look so cool and wish they still did them. Just imagine what the Star Wars ones would look like. I'm also going to take some inspiration from Brickhammer's Jungle Adventure, which was submitted to the Bricklink Designer program but unfortunately wasn't chosen. It looks really good and has some fun play features. I hope it's chosen someday because I would definitely consider buying it. Alright, so here's the layout for the MOC. I think I'm going to start with 2 base plates. I would have liked to make it bigger, but I don't think I have enough pieces to do that, so we'll start with just 2 and see if I can expand it. But over here, we're gonna have all the ancient ruins, and we've got the waterfall right there, so I'm gonna kind of build up some rocks and things, and then build like a ancient temple or something up there. And of course, we have to have the humorously oversized Venus flytrap. And then over here, we'll have the vehicles. This one here is actually one of my favorites just because it has these cool treads. You don't really see that very often in LEGO, so I really like that. And also that set came with a Black Panther, so I'll have to sneak that into the MOC somewhere. And they've also got this like mobile lab truck there that's also cool, and so I'll have that. And then I think I'll also have the helicopter that was in one of the sets kind of like flying above the MOC, and I think that'll be pretty cool as well. Since the river is the lowest point to the MOC, I'm going to start there. I found lots of translucent blue tiles at the pick-a-brick wall, which are very handy here. Then for the river bank, I'm using dark orange for the wet soil and medium nougat for the drier soil above it. This technique was used in the instructions I showed you and looks very good. LEGO actually did bring back the jungle theme in 2024, but did an animal rescue thing instead of the Indiana Jones style adventures. There weren't any ancient ruins or hidden traps in any of the sets, which was really disappointing for me, especially since they'd just done the animal rescue thing with the Africa sets. Hopefully next time this sub-theme comes back, they'll do it justice. Alright, so here's the progress I've made so far. As you can see, I've made the river, and we've got the rock wall going back here, and it's kind of, I fit this little ruins thing into there. And yeah, so if you're wondering how this is supposed to be a jungle when it's all brown, well, I have more of these medium nougat plates than I do green plates, so the plan is to just start by using these to make sure I can cover everything and then add the green in later. So hopefully I have enough to make it look jungly, and I have lots of plants and foliage, so it should still look like a jungle when I'm done. But yeah, for now it's not so much anyway. And then, so yeah, I think next I'm gonna work on this little temple right here. Alright, so I built the underground section of the temple, and so the plan is to have like a trapdoor that leads down to here, and then we've got this like jewel on a pedestal, which is using some kind of Minecraft piece, but it looks cool. And then behind this wall is a secret with a little passage with some traps. So we got this one here which breaks the wall and it falls. And of course we have to have a spider. And I was gonna have another treasure back here, but I was thinking, well, if I'm gonna have a treasure, what if I had some like actual treasure as far as Lego goes? So I put some of my rarest pieces right here. So we've got like a copper piece, some sand red, and other pieces that just haven't appeared in a lot of sets. It's just that was a fun detail. Alright, so I've started working on this temple over here, and I think it's turning out pretty well. I think I've got like the shaping right. I think that looks good. And I like the teal color. I think that looks nice. I'm not sure about these purple pieces I was trying out. I want to include them just because they're retired, and I figured if this is supposed to be like an ancient ruin, it'd be funny to use some just rare old pieces, but I'm not sure I'm loving these purple pieces, so maybe I'll just change the position and that will fix the problem. But yeah, I want to include them. And then over here I started working on the trapdoor, and for now the mechanism is pretty simple. I might change it up because it's kind of annoying to set up, but basically I just have this tile that's kind of wedged in there, and then you set your explorer on there, and he falls down, and it's not perfect, but that's the idea. Maybe I'll change the design, we'll see. Alright, so I think I finished this temple thing. Don't love it that much. I just really like the slopes and stuff. It doesn't look, it wasn't exactly what I'm going for, but I happen to be out of tan bricks, masonry bricks, tiles, and slopes. So there's not a whole lot I can do. Maybe if I take a trip to Bricks and Minifigs before I finish this video, I can fix it up a bit, but I don't know if I will or not. But yeah, this is what it's looking like. When I cover it with plants, I think that'll help, which is not how it should be, but oh well. I do not have the pieces to fix it because I don't build with tan very often. And then for the inside, I decided to switch the thing I had for just a regular bar and clip, just because that's so much easier to set up. The other one took a while to get it to the right angle, and then I thought I'd just put another pedestal here, just since I had the extra pieces to do it. And of course I had to put the one ring on it since I'm using this piece. I don't know if that'll be in the finished MOC, but I wanted to do that at least right now, just because I don't know exactly what I want to have right there. And yeah, I definitely need to clean the inside up a bit, which will be hard because I'm out of tan pieces. I ended up using some light blue tiles to fill that space in the temple, and also used more rare pieces. It's not exactly what I imagined, but it works. Anyway, the next thing to do is to finish the rest of the landscaping with some green pieces. I laid out all my plates first to make sure I had enough, then raised them up. I integrated the browns from the riverbank into a road, and I think it worked out nicely. Alright, so I finished building all the landscaping for this part, so I just dumped out a bin of random bricks and used that to fill in the space underneath, and then put all the plates on top. And actually, while I was doing that, I found this piece and thought it looked kind of old, just with like the style of the bumpy part. It looks a little different than the new ones do, so I looked it up. Turns out it's only ever been in one set, so I unintentionally used a rare piece there, so that was cool to find that out. I actually think this slope and that slope over there too are also hard to find. And then, well, I was thinking, what other rare parts do I have in that? So turns out this one is also really rare, and I just learned that the new dark turquoise and the old dark turquoise are actually the same, so I didn't know that, so that was cool. And then I just found a few other rare parts, including this one, which I always just assumed this part here was just kind of like yellowed or something. You can see it's slightly a different color, but now that I know a bit more about Lego, this I'm actually pretty sure is the old brittle blue, which is like an unintentional variation of the blue color, so I didn't realize I had this part, but it's kind of cool to have that old variation. And speaking of brittle blue, I also unfortunately came across brittle brown and broke this piece. Hopefully I never break that brittle blue piece because it's the only one I have. But yeah, at least it's only a 2x2 plate. That's easy to fix, but disappointing. And tomorrow when I do all the foliage, I'm gonna have to run into the infamous bamboo piece, which you can see here's one I've broken. I've probably broken more of these than any other piece, including these brown ones, which actually I haven't broken that many of those, so that's been kind of lucky. But I mean, I guess I don't have a ton of parts from that era, but in brown, but anyway, yeah, hopefully I don't break any bamboo. As long as you're gentle, these don't break too much, but yeah, we'll see. Alright, so I placed the first tree, and I was a little worried I wouldn't be able to fit this one in the MOC since it's pretty large, and it is unreworkable, so if you like how it looks, you can find the instructions there. And with the design, actually try to do something that's a little bit different than people normally do, with like actually like building branches coming out of the tree and using those to attach the pieces. Usually people stack the leaves and just have them stick out, but anyway, I think this design looks really good. So yeah, it's unreworkable. If you want to see it, I'll put the link in the description. Alright, we're in the final stretch. All I need to do now is add all the trees and foliage. Fortunately, I've collected these pieces for a while, so I can be sure I won't run out this time. The MOC will actually look like a jungle for once. Unfortunately, I couldn't fit the helicopter. There just wasn't a convenient place to put the clear supports. There were a few other small sets I wanted to include, but didn't fit in the space I had. Someday I hope I can build a larger jungle so I can fit everything. I finally got to use these palm leaves I bought a while ago. The rest of the trees will have to be normal though, because I only had enough palm leaves for one. Well, here it is. The design of the ancient temple has grown on me since I designed it. It's simple, but it gets the job done and looks fine, especially considering the part limitations. I really like how well the sets integrated themselves into the MOC. Most of the time the difference between a set and a MOC is very obvious, but these sets worked surprisingly well. This MOC has been really fun for me to make, and I hope you've had fun as well. If you like LEGO MOCs, I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe. I do mostly Castle and Star Wars, but also like to branch out to other themes occasionally. This is my first time doing something from the Adventures theme, and I definitely think I'll do more sometime. Comment if you have any ideas. I also liked having a couple of working traps. I don't usually do play features, but it is cool to be able to interact with the MOC. I'll keep that in mind in the future. With that, I hope you've enjoyed, and thanks for watching.